YouTube! What the crap is going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in the Carthage 2.0 campaign. Recording this one because I did get a special request by people to stream another episode, and I know that I told you all I would try and record this one more often than not, but people are apparently loving it on stream. So I did stream it, and I wanted to record an episode for those of you who prefer this format. Now, I know some of you don't like watching the streams back. That's fine. It's different. You can watch whatever you like. So, what's happening here is that as I played through the old save file, I actually got my butt kicked. And if you all are some of those viewers who'd like to see me get my butt kicked, please feel free to go back. It was making me salty. It was pretty funny. So go back and check it out in the last streamed episode if you want to see it. But essentially what happened was I didn't get aggressive enough soon enough in the campaign. And so I got swamped with enemies while I was fending off Roman legions fairly often. So although it looked good through the first few turns of the campaign, you get outweighed by AI cheat buffs. Yes, so that becomes the challenge. Now, in this case, in this particular episode, what I did differently was I immediately invaded Sicily. I plowed right through Lilybaeum, and then on through Messana. And you can see the Romans sent a fleet and retook Lilybaeum, but I've already come in and took Croton, and I'm in position to keep marching. And so Hasdrubal is going to keep pressure on Rome, while Hannibal is able to clean things up in Spain and come forward, because honestly, you just end up with too many Romans knocking down your door if you do it the way that I was doing things previously. So yeah, a couple other things. I ran into a food shortage doing what I was doing, so make sure you take care of your food. I've done a better job of that this time, and now really I just need more buildings to support economy, because I have a couple of large armies, and quite honestly, I need another army, because I've got a giant Roman transport fleet headed straight towards me. You can see it out here in the sea. I don't know exactly where they're going to land, but I'm going to take Marhabal here. I think that's who it was. Yep. And we're going to start marching him back towards safety. I'm going to go ahead and trespass through the Massaisli lands because it's a little bit quicker to get back there. I can deal with that. I'll live with it. I've been over here pillaging Turdetani lands because I was at war with them, and then they begged for peace, but I took their peace agreement, and I refused to remove my armies. What I will do, however, is disband my mercenaries and continue to raid. So I'm just going to stay in this raiding stance, and I'm going to back up towards my own territory, and now you can see that we'll pick up a little bit more income, and we can use our army in Italy to raid as well as necessary. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. Let's end a turn. I do have some unassigned skills, but I'm waiting until they get to a higher level so that I can use them on an ability that will actually help level up Hannibal's ability to keep cost down on mercenary units, because I really want to tank up on mercenaries with Hannibal.
Have spoken well of you, and so we offer a
Non-aggression
treaty.
pact back here is actually probably in my best interest, because I don't want to be fighting these wars. I'm not going to be joining any wars against the Samnites right now, although I might soon. We'll see. I'll think about that one. Could break my alliance with these guys and end up in a war, but I'm going to go on the side of the Allies so that my reputation stays good, and we don't hopefully get a whole bunch of other people turning against me or breaking trade agreements or whatever else it is that they want to do. Now you'll notice in this army I did pick up some mercenary Campanian cavalry. Between them and the elephants, we should be able to put on a pretty good Roman raffle stomping. Very much look forward to it. In fact, we're going to push forward to Thurii, where there's a pathetic Roman garrison that probably couldn't defeat my cavalry by itself. Would be pretty entertaining, but I'm going to save us. Actually, I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm going to save in the interest of time here, because I only have so long I can record for. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve. Look for the one that's going to keep my forces the least casualties. We'll take a settlement. I have been looting the settlements, but then I end up spending quite a bit to maintain it. I'm just going to go ahead and occupy this one. And if we need more money quicker, I might go ahead and just push forward. Let's tear down some of these. I do need to fix. Let's just tear down some, convert some. Maybe convert that one. We don't have a lot of money here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's convert the port first. Anyway, hopefully that'll help get me a little bit of money for this turn. But we've pushed deeper into Roman territory, and we're going to see if the 6th Legion here will actually react. The Romans are thinking about landing here off of Hippo Regius. You see their army, and what I need this one for to march forward, and if I can get close enough, I can always just hire a bunch of mercenaries. And then with Hannibal, the question is what to do next. Things seem to be at least temporarily satisfied here. I'm just going to let him retrain a little bit, and then I'm going to take sail along the coast, and we'll actually make our way over to Italy via the sea rather than the Alps. I don't have time for the Alps at this point, and we'll have to rely on this raiding army to potentially defend us in these backlands here. The Gedez is still in the hands of the Turdetani for now, which I'm not a big fan of, but not something that I feel like chasing down right now. Let's go find Hasdrubal real quick. Let's see if it's this one, the Friends of the 104. Let's see if he is... Yeah, he is at level 4. So if we want to add this is the ability I want here, Mercenary Contacts. As you get it to level 2 and 3, it starts to take away upkeep cost for mercenary units, which is pretty slick. We definitely want that. So again, I'm just saving skill points until I get up. See, this one says it wants me at rank 6, so I'm going to save skill points till I get there. I could always add another one here, I guess, but campaign movement range up 24% and second wind. I mean, that could be pretty nice. Could be pretty nice. And this one takes away upkeep costs for regular units. Actually, let's throw that one in. So now we'll take away upkeep costs for mercenaries and for standard units, and we'll kind of keep upgrading both of those. Hannibal, I'll check him on the next turn. I don't think he's up to the level that I need yet. See, the Romans actually sailing out for a moment. We need to get more economy going. I need more ports. I'm not joining any war. The Romans are suffering attrition. See, they must be in bad shape. Their forces over there are suffering attrition while garrisoned, so we should probably put our foot on the throttle here and let them have it. We're going to continue... Oh, I don't want to be in the war with the Turdetani again. I'll enter the war on the side of the ally. The Turdetani are going to come out and attack me. Though I'm not convinced that they're going to win this battle. Let's see if we can beat them. And then we'll continue to raid their lands, and they'll probably sue us for peace, which once again I'll take. I don't really want to be at war with these guys. I just want to continue to raid their lands for my own income. And then I'll take this army elsewhere as needed. But right now it's kind of a nice source of income. Just put 2 units here. We got our Peltast and our Javelins. Roll them this way. Alright, gonna hold the formation. Start moving forward. Okay, that's where I want to be. Alright, let's fast forward. My Hapote line should be able to hold out for a decent while as long as I don't let it get outflanked. The Iberian Slingers will be a bit of trouble, but I've got a huge mobility advantage. And my Libyan Peltast are actually going to be pretty solidly tanky units.
Our hidden units are being
against all these light Iberian type units.
We await your orders.
Help us! The gods are with us. Organize yourselves.
Trying to get into a Hapote phalanx. Let's take our heavy cavalry out here.
Our general is under attack.
Got a great opportunity for a charge here. Let's swing into diamond formation where we can get some extra attack, and then we'll try and assassinate their general with their Libyan Peltast. These Iberian swordsmen had themselves wide open to a nasty rear charge there. And then the noble cavalry general should drop in a relative hurry. Yeah, I'm going to hit these Celtic spearmen in the flank. I'm kind of surprised their general's still alive. We've managed to bring down these Iberian swordsmen significantly. We're not taking too many losses.
The enemy general is
there we go. So yeah, the Turdetani were definitely ill-prepared to participate in this fight. The only problem is I can't replenish these losses within enemy territory, so let's try to keep those minimum.
units has used all its ammunition.
Javelin men!
Alright, let's drop the hammer here.
Help us!
Everybody all in. No escape for the turds. Decisive victory. Not entirely surprising. That Turdetani army was weak at best. They had some veteran, or no, those are Iberian swordsmen. I was thinking I saw a veteran shield warrior for a minute, but...
You have further orders?
Get out! I'm not done raiding you. See, now they're gonna pay me for a peace treaty. Perfectly fine. Same thing here. My allies won't like that, but tough. Mago picks up a rank. And again, this leaves us in an interesting position here. It makes me wonder what the Samnite's disposition is in this whole thing.
Do not attempt to sweeten truth with honey.
They're a client state of Rome.
And I...
So technically we need to burn them to the ground as well. Tarentum is the provincial capital. Croton is in rough shape here. What could we do with our money to get the economy rolling is really a big question. I'd say Hadrimentum is actually at some risk of getting destroyed. I don't know where the Roman fleet is heading to right now. Yo. This is gonna rebel back here unless we get a temple put in, so we might as well take care of that. We've already got harbors back here, which is great. Let's go check our other provinces and see. We got a bread and games going on here, so they'll be happy. And here in Africa, things are okay. It says we're at a bit of a food shortage, but what we'll do is we'll build this grain pit. Doesn't give me any additional food, but it'll give me some extra income off of that. And then same thing by building this settlement up. Use our money on that. In Numidia, this actually brings me a decent bit more wealth at the cost of just a bit of food. Oh, we're going to end up with the Apache factory in Croton. Let's not do that. That's an undesirable thing at this point. Let's cut the snail farm. Sounds delicious, by the way. I'm speaking sarcastically, of course. Let's go to Croton here, and let's put in a temple here to spread some Punic influence. Convert that, and let's just tear down the other farm here. Now we've got our village all set up. Public order here is really quite bad. Yeah, the Romans are taking attrition. So we're in good shape here. I don't know what's going on with the Romans that they're taking attrition, but they could be in bad shape in terms of wars around them. Yeah, they've got some wars on the home front here, I think, in Subrez, the Boii. The Volcae, not so much. Not so much. The Etruscan League is still there. Yeah. Alright, so let's go take a look at Hannibal. Hannibal really needs to get on the sail here if he's going to come be a part of this fight. In fact, I'm gonna force row here, and we're gonna hug the coastline. It's gonna take us many turns to get where we want to go, but if we can reach Italy in this fashion, that would be good. Like I said, we'll continue to take the rating off of these guys. Let's start here because we're gonna need it, and then Hannibal. He's still only level 3. So I'm going to save that skill point to where I can then upgrade. Actually, no, we can go to this one here. We'll do the same, kind of alternate back and forth. Yeah, there we go. Just start decreasing upkeep costs. You can see that's inching my income up. So get the income, should be game over. Money wins wars, folks. Money wins wars. Aggression and money. That's what we need here. I think I've got the agent in Hannibal's army decreasing the cost as well. We'll have to keep an eye. There's Roman fleets and transports about. It'd be nice to have my own fleet. I can't really afford it at the moment. But we should be able to if we keep working bit at a time on increasing our economy. I'd like to stay on the move here in Italy. Silver Tongue, important character hire. Military disruption. Looks like Syracuse took that settlement off the rebels. I could really care less. Enemy fleet, we'll have to watch out for our coastal settlements here.
Ready for orders.
Go into a standard stance.
All this I garrison. I live
Our
to
garrison is
serve
typically going to suck
Carthage.
in these colonies. I don't know that we need the public order hit there. And we're way ahead on food, so let's swap that over to get some more income out of the grain. And let's do the same thing with the settlement here. If this fleet acts like it's going to come attack one of our coastal settlements, we'll have to do something about that.
Ready for battle.
Do I attack the Samnites? Will the Samnites have more forces than I can handle?
How can I serve?
Rome is ripe for it over here at Tarentum. They're falling apart. Or do I just hold my ground and build the economy to crush these guys? We're gonna have a rebellion here soon. It'll be either Thurii or yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's let Hannibal sell. Get him headed over to Italy. Lots of Roman fleets about. But if we can draw their attention back to Italia, that would be great. I see them headed back towards Sicily. They might try and
My
march
people
over
are in
Lon
danger.
back
Can
to
you not
Croton.
join with us and attack?
No, I'm not going to join, but you'll be alright. I got faith. Protection expiring. You're still protected from a secession or civil war, but this will expire in 3 turns. Are we about to face such a civil war? I haven't even used this too much. Let's see. Politics. Influence. Thirst for power. How do I know? Imperium. Tiny increase in influence per turn. This Imperium, minor increase, influence per turn. I'm trying to remember how we know that we're coming up on a civil war. We're still protected. Barkid Dynasty. We're a republic. I honestly don't know how. Secure loyalty. Negotiate with the party leaders to secure their continued loyalty to the regime. Hannanid. Diplomat. Party statistics. Influence beloved. I can't ever remember how we tell whether we're at a big risk for civil war. What is it that it's trying to get me to do here? Put a little warning up. Let's at least try and marry these ones off. Okay. Alright, so at least kind of got the family tree going here. Requires attention. A miner has come across a rich deposit of ore in the hills not far from one of your mines. Well, let's see if we can expand it. That's what it was calling my attention to. Okay. So we've married off a couple of the Barkid brothers here. Are we going to hit attrition? Obviously, I don't want to take attrition due to open seas, but I'd like to cut some of our journey here. Those are going to be some sea-sick elephants when we get there. Maybe better than frozen elephants, but nonetheless, not ideal. Ooh, here comes the Romans. I don't see... There's a bridge over here where I could cut off the overland march. So the second legion looks like they're coming in. Good. Let's see what we can do. I'd like to lure in a big fight here. Let's go through, look at some of these settlements, see how we can gain some income. I'm going to tear down that temple because it kind of seems unnecessary at this point. And let's figure out ways that we can continue to bring in more income each turn with the little bit of money that we have. Carthago could be expanded. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Let's end the turn. I'd like to see the 2nd Legion move down and fight me. It looks like they're going to abandon Turdetani. And they've got a couple of legions marching towards me. So we could end up in a rather large fight.
At your command.
We are at 20 of 20 here, but if we're going to be fighting Romans at this level, we may want to consider having the best of the best in this army. When I look at available mercenaries, got the Balearic Slingers, which is good stuff to be sure, but these noble fighters would be much more value to me than a couple of these hoplites, especially in the face of Romans. It will cost me significantly more, and I mean a lot more, but the safety factor of having some units that can punish Roman infantry will be nice to have. And I think the Mercenary Scutari Cav I'll keep because it has a bonus versus large. So it could be my anti-cavalry cavalry. Same thing with the Mercenary Numidian Nobles. But I definitely have a lot of infantry crushing power and some ranged power here. I wonder if we could set up an ambush here.
We fight for you, my lord. March!
Let's see.
Concealed from view.
Let's try and set up a good old-fashioned Carthaginian ambush here. Go ahead and build another harbor. Try and capitalize, get some of that money back that we're spending on these expensive noble fighter mercenaries. Yeah, we've got another Roman fleet inbound. We need to head down to Hadrimentum. Need to recruit some mercenaries and head that way and try and ward them off.
Enemies, we will be in war. I trust my once friend. Your people will fall into darkness and despair.
This idiot Miss Sazely. These guys are annoying.
My friend, I will.
I'm not joining any more wars, so now I'm gonna have to deal with a couple of problems here. Intimidate opposition. Local bandits have offered their services to intimidate the opposition. How do you proceed? Refuse? Yeah, let's refuse it and see what happens. I figured we'd get a rebellion here. I'm not really concerned about the rebellion. I've stayed in the ambush stance, but the Romans have not come forward. They're very concerned about pushing into my territory right now. They might take Hadrimentum off me, which would suck because it's got a port and it's worth some money to me. I'm going to save my money for a turn so that if I have to hire up a lot of mercenaries, I can do it, defeat a Roman army, and then get ready to take on the Messazli. They will probably... Actually, yeah, they'll probably take Hippo Regius, but it's a risk I'm going to have to take at this point. The Messazli are going to be powerful enough, though, that I don't think they can be talked out of the war.
You have my
Even though they're in a bad position. Oh, actually, they did. Good. I'm not really sure why they declared the war. It may have been Rome trying to influence that. There we go. That'll be nice. Let's end the turn and let's see if our ambush finds any success. I'm not worried about the skill point right now. Come on, Romans. Fall for the ambush. Alright, Hannibal may be spotted now, sailing. Okay, here comes the Romans up for Croton. That's fine. I'm not worried about keeping these settlements right now. I'm more worried about just keeping the fight on Roman territory. As long as my army, this is much like Hannibal in real life, as long as my army stays alive and we're depleting and defeating them, then I can get reinforcements. The weird thing is, though, is that this time Hannibal's the reinforcements and Hasdrubal was the main thrust, and rather coming from the north, he came from the south. So we've kind of flipped history. Flipped it on its head. Go ahead, Samnites. You've set yourself up for this one. They're going to think they're in a good position to take a settlement. I'm going to double back and destroy them, and let's see if that gets their Roman allies moving. Wish the Romans would come down this way. It'd be such a lovely ambush. But maybe they've read ahead on the history books. Oh, good. We gained 10 loyalty. I hope that's a good thing. I really don't even know if it's a good thing, to be honest. We've got to really hug the coast here and try and hopefully stay clear of Roman fleets and put to shore if we have to. Alright, so the Samnites think that they've taken my settlement. Let's just show them that Hasdrubal was kind of just waiting in the wings here for the Romans to show their hand. No stance. Let's go destroy some Samnites. Actually, I don't think we need to do this on the battle map. But let's see if this gets the Romans moving this direction. Should be fairly minimal losses to my army. Put more damage on these units than it should have. I'm a little bit irritated at that, but
My lord.
not 100% certain if the Romans could reach me in one turn or not. Okay, our income is coming up. We've finished some military research. Let's go see what other kind of research we can do here. Is there anything that reduces the cost of mercenaries? Cost for all fleets. Minus 6% upkeep for all armies. And we can do the royal barracks. Let's just start working on it. Hasdrubal is definitely in a bit of a precarious situation, but I've got a big enough army that I have some confidence he can hold out, and then we'll land somewhere north of Rome with Hannibal and try and make our way south. Hannibal's going to need a better army. As soon as we land in Italy and take a hold of a settlement, we should be able to get a hold of better mercenaries, and we will make use of a mercenary army.
Ready for orders.
Can we reach this settlement by standard march? No, we cannot. I could force march it. It just means that we're going to be tired. Cannot muster new units. Doesn't stop me from doing it right here. There, it'll use up all my money and most of my upkeep. I don't know what we're up against with this legion. Hadromentum. We get a couple of Hopotes and then some javelin men.
Ready for orders.
I'm gonna see if we can stop them
I don't care how tired you
from
are.
taking this settlement. I want to ward them off for as long as possible. We've gotten some replenishment done here, or we will get some done. Let's. Let's go with this inexorable conquerors. Oh, hold on. Let's make sure Hannibal's still on the move. I think I clicked his orders. Yep. Okay. Let's end. Hopefully we can get a big fight with the Romans here before the end of this. Yep, here we go. So we're going to be attacked. Mostly Hastati, so I actually feel pretty darn good about our chances here, even if we start the battle permanently tired. It says the Romans have great chances. They do not. They do not. In fact, they have rather poor chances because my elephants are going to crush them. Are all the Romans... That's just their fleet. Let's just land our ships. Looks like the bulk of their army will probably deploy... I don't know exactly where they'll deploy. So let's just get an infantry line set up. I'd kind of like for them to deploy right here where I could swing the elephants around them. Just put a couple of Hopotes here.
We are at your command.
Elephants ready for battle. We await your orders.
Just put the peasant mobs over here.
Orders. Awaiting orders.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Our orders!
Not sure.
Battlemen, but nor shall we run from
Will the Romans come in as
Enemy
reinforcements?
reinforcements approaching.
That's where they're gonna come from. From way out over here. Okay, we want to go face them. I don't have any reason to sit in the city.
Together, we shall triumph.
I want to get out on open ground and outmaneuver them with my elephants and cavalry.
Ready. Riders, advance.
And what we will do is we'll take our skirmishers. We'll use all them on the beach. Oh, there's even more reinforcements. I didn't know they were going to get multiple armies, so that's probably why I was saying that my chances weren't good. We shall see. Oh, it's their cavalry coming in via reinforcement. Okay, I remember how this works. I remember now. It's just been a while. What kind of cavalry we were talking about? Mercenary, Iberian, Equites, Equites. Alright, let's get our elephants up here. They'll help with the cavalry.
Numidian noble cavalry.
Yeah, go ahead and land your troops, please. Let's move over here. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to charge those spearmen geniuses.
Awaiting orders. Riders, advance.
Ready!
Okay.
At the ready.
We await your orders. Ready!
Just try and keep these guys busy as best we can. We'll go defeat their cavalry before their infantry ever makes for shore. Seriously though, you can go ahead and land. It's actually what I'd prefer. Or not. You know, whatever floats your boat.
Loyal sons of Carthage.
Let's pile in on these Equites.
Men are wavering.
Yeah, it's gonna be my boat out here got caught on fire. Oh, come on, it's just Equites.
Orders, my lord.
Spears at your command. Engage!
Just go ahead and contend with all this cavalry. Not really sure how their Equites are lasting this
An
long.
entire unit has perished.
The Romans are gonna have to come down to the beach, so let's start getting our infantry lined up that direction. And let's get my cavalry into a group. Move on to the next. My Hoplites are doing a pretty good job of cutting these guys up.
What are your orders?
Let's actually not fire at will right now. Alright, let's finish cleaning up these cavalrymen. Got my Scutari headed to the beach, where we can meet the Roman infantry. We'll let them come up off the beach a little bit, just so I can get behind them with cavalry and elephants, but that's about it. We're gonna make a death zone over here, basically. The Numidians are faster, so let's move them to this far flank. Let's get our elephants lined up this direction. Ooh, we're taking fire from someone. Right? Seems like I heard artillery fire coming in. Oh, they have a ballista. Forgot they had a ballista. Let's go deal with that real quick. Lucky artillery isn't that good in Rome 2. Alright, so we're ready for the beach landing. We're gonna go deal with the artillery, which may get a shot or two on my elephants. Let's send some infantry out here with the elephants.
We await you. Slingers!
Cavalry, missiles ready.
Okay, let's get in here and destroy this ballista. These Numidian nobles ought to do the job rather handily. They are very good in melee against squishy targets. Very good. Huge melee attack. So they're gonna drop these ballista in a big hurry.
Numidian noble.
Alright, so much for those reinforcements. got one Numidian noble in position across town.
Orders, my lord.
And the ballista is gone.
Numidian noble.
Start running the Numidian nobles back. Alright. We've got a decent position to fight the Romans from now, I think.
Sons of Carthage! At the double!
Should give my men plenty of time to be rested. Some more than others. What's gonna land over here? Transport of Hastati.
Elephants ready
We'll
for
meet them with
battle.
elephants immediately. We won't need the infantry for that. Alright, everybody should be in position. We have our first Romans on the beach. Let's move in. As soon as the other units are attackable, we'll move in.
Hunger for blood and battle!
These are just levies. Not even sure we're going to continue that assault. Let's push up.
Warriors ready! Men of Italia!
Yeah, there we go. Let my slingers do some work there.
Battle ready!
Okay, they're off the boat. Attack them. As soon as they're fully off the boat, they're fair game.
Double time! Swords!
Okay.
Has blessed us! Ready!
Elephants are still active. Let's start moving them in closer. This is going to be the unit to contend with over here, this Triari.
Ready for battle!
Let's bring some extra units over to do so.
Balamon gives us strength!
Orders, my lord. Provided.
Let's move on in, boys. Let's move in.
Ready for orders!
Actually, forget those.
Ready and waiting!
Send in extras. You all get rid of the levies. Let's bring the extra infantry over, bring up the elephants, and let's just get the kill zone
Orders, my lord.
all set.
Riders of advance and speed.
Scutari! Warriors ready!
Numidian noble cavalry.
Let's get our Numidian nobles to pepper these guys in the back with javelins. Give our Scutari a better chance, because a Triari is a very tanky unit. This is actually not good. The raiding Hemolia's got range. Let's pull up our Balearic slingers to help out with that.
Italian swordsmen!
Okay, we kind of cleaned up this first wave. Let's back up.
Numidian noble cavalry.
Melee fighters
Awaiting
ready!
orders. Forever loyal.
Yeah, those Triari are not doing great, but they're
Battle ready!
doing what they need to. I'm going to try and wipe out some of these guys from range.
Melee warriors! Italian swordsmen!
Our Italian swordsmen lined up. Alright, so the Romans are landing in some very, very hostile environment here. Oh, back up, back up. Let's not commit our guys too early. Yeah, the Triari's outflanked, but it's a tough unit. It's going to hold its own for a long time. Let's get ready here. We're able to get rid of these mercenary peltists now. This unit of Triari, we can pounce on it with the elephants and the hoplites.
At the ready. My lord.
Got a last few cavalry over here that are stuck.
Melee infantry ready!
Let's push up here. Let's engage these Triari. Protect our... Got mercenary hoplites and Triari. One of the boats is up under the ground here too. That's impressive.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Let's bring in the elephants. We've killed a lot of those mercenary peltists. Okay, let's keep our guys from getting outflanked here. Go ahead and get in the fight.
Numidian noble cavalry. Advance
We don't have a lot of room to fight in some of these spots, which is non-ideal for me. Let's get the slingers back. Take them off fire at will. Let's let the elephants do some work here. start throwing the farm in against these guys. Elephants keep moving. Bring my general in. The fight over here, not as good for us, but we're holding. And we're wearing down the Roman naval landing. Elephants are racking up a tremendous number of kills here. Let's keep them moving. Get into these mercenary hoplites, and then we'll double back into the Triarii. Like to ping pong as much as we can here. Ooh, yeah, our Scutari got butt kicked. We're gonna need some help over here. Let's bring up the Numidian nobles because we're at point blank range.
The enemy general is dead.
There goes one of the generals.
My lord, cavalry at your command.
Engage! Men of Italia!
By your command.
Set up the infantry line for another run here. I'm gonna start hitting this Triarii unit with the javelins. Hit them hard. Give them a quick charge because they're not braced. It's not gonna do a lot, but then we'll double out, pepper them with javelins again. Let's roll the elephants back. There are velites inbound.
What are your orders? The enemy general is dead.
Alright, so we killed another general.
Are your orders?
So the mercenaries are holding well enough on the beach. And the Roman reinforcements are dwindling at this point.
Italian swordsmen!
Let's get the Italian swordsmen into combat.
Ready!
And the last couple of Roman transport ships
Swords!
now coming ashore. Let's help pushing over here. Look at that, even the peasant mob having a good time.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Double
Push it up, boys.
As you command.
Bring it on in for Carthage.
Orders.
spears at your command!
Swift and accurate.
We're gonna pour in over here with the Numidian cav.
Obliterate! Swords! Engage!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Man.
For glory!
Orders.
Engage! Italian swordsmen!
Ready. The gods protect at your command.
Watch the Numidian cavalry here. Look at these Romans, they're like, please, let us drown. Anything but getting hit by these Carthaginians. So, the Roman invasion, the naval landing, ended rather oddly here with one of their ships implanted in the beach, but sure, it'll make a nice monument. But this was one beach too far for the Romans here. Hannibal gains a big victory and puts Rome out of a fleet and a legion. Not that that'll stop him, but I can now disband these mercenaries that we no longer need. Save the income. And leave the Romans packing. The Messazeli made peace with us, which is good. And I think that's going to about wrap it up for this episode. It's been a good one, been fun. The strategy's working for now, and the enemy is very much focused on Hasdrubal, and I don't think the Romans have caught sight of what Hannibal's up to here.
Heading forth in the name of Carthage.
Hannibal sneaking in
Coming for now.
on the seas rather than another route. So, sneaky, sneaky Hannibal here, folks. Sneaky, sneaky.
How can I serve Carthage?
We can get rid of all these mercenary units right now. None are needed, and that'll give all of our income back. If these guys turn back around to attack me,
My lord.
we should actually still be able to hold out. We'll be okay. Picked up a trait here, and then we've got these different retinue that we can pick up.
Ready for battle.
Got some Samnite rebels. Looks like there's Samnite rebels here for the Romans too. Things not looking good.
We fight.
Things not looking good for the Romans. They had to send their fleet over here to try and heal up a bit.
My lord.
Yeah, we'll pick it up here next time. It was fun, and we'll continue harassing the Romans in Italy We are still raiding the Turdetani for money. I've got Carthago defended because I can quickly merc up in this army. And that should put us in a good position. No threats over here at the moment in Hispania, but we'll keep an eye out again. I've got an army over there that I can merc up as well as needed. HeirofCarthage signing out. Hey, if you all enjoyed this, hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. Helps other people find this videos. Makes it more relevant in the search. And if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe because there's going to be more. HeirofCarthage signing out, folks. I will see you in that next video soon.